Welcome to this video where we are going to help you learn more about downtown Long Beach condos today. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here. This guided tour is brought to you by the amazing team at lovelylongbeachcondos.com. You know, the coastal real estate landscape is shifting so dramatically right now, and this city, it's the hidden gem you really need to be paying attention to. Whether you're a first-time buyer, maybe a remote worker craving that incredible urban lifestyle, or a savvy investor looking at solid long-term fundamentals, you are in the exact right place. We're going to unpack exactly what makes this coastal city so incredibly unique and why the momentum building here is something you definitely don't want to miss. Okay, let's dive into this. Today's agenda covers 4 key areas. First, the vibe and lifestyle. Second, condo types and neighborhoods. Third, crucial rules and factors. And finally, tips for a smooth purchase.
Section 1. The vibe and lifestyle. We really need to look at the genuine momentum building up in this city.
Over the last decade or so, buyers who've really been paying attention have watched Long Beach quietly transform into one of Southern California's absolute most interesting and fast-growing condo markets. Honestly, the reality is perfectly captured by something locals say all the time. People come in expecting an industrial port city, and they leave wondering why they didn't move here sooner. Just picture this day-to-day reality for a second. You wake up, you walk down the block to grab an artisan coffee at a local roaster, and then you just go for a morning run right along this spectacular ocean-facing waterfront promenade. You got the ocean breeze hitting you, the marinas coming alive. It's incredible. Later on, maybe you commute without even getting in a car because the transit links are so good. And then you wind down your day by totally immersing yourself in the vibrant, eclectic energy of the East Village Arts District. And we're talking about a random Tuesday evening here. You're surrounded by murals, independent boutiques, fantastic dining. The day-to-day reality here just totally shatters those old, outdated expectations of what Long Beach used to be.
The real secret to this area? It's urban sophistication at a price point that actually makes sense. The city has poured some seriously heavy investments into its waterfront, its arts infrastructure, and a rapidly expanding tech and aerospace economy. We're seeing major talent moving here. And when you look at massive draws, like the world-class Aquarium of the Pacific, the Convention Center, and international events like the Long Beach Grand Prix every spring, you really start to realize why this matters. These aren't just fun tourist attractions, folks. They are massive economic engines. They stabilize property values, they continually fund city improvements, and they bring in constant revenue. This is what provides that genuine, robust, long-term value that you just don't easily find anymore in Los Angeles proper. You are literally getting world-class amenities right outside your lobby doors.
Moving on to Section 2, condo types and neighborhoods. Let's see how all this incredible momentum translates into the actual physical real estate.
Now, what's truly fascinating about the Long Beach condo market is that it isn't just a boring grid of identical glass towers. You have real, distinct architectural options here. And let's ground this in reality with a number that almost feels like a typo in today's California real estate landscape: $300,000. Yes, you heard that right. You can actually enter this coastal market in an established mid-rise building starting in the 300s to 400s. Just think about what that means. For first-time buyers, this is an absolute golden ticket to stop paying rent, build real equity, and still live literally blocks from the Pacific Ocean. It beautifully highlights the immense accessibility of this market for everyday buyers, and that's well before we even start talking about the higher-tier luxury penthouses that crown the city skyline.
And this brilliantly illustrates the layout of the area. When we talk about downtown, we're actually talking about a mosaic of very distinct, vibrant pockets, and your exact location entirely dictates your everyday lifestyle. The waterfront, that's the premium tier, packed with action, ocean breezes, and perfect for luxury buyers wanting to be right in the center of the action with sweeping harbor views. Then there's Pine Avenue, which acts as the commercial core. It's highly walkable, filled with incredible dining and nightlife, and perfect for buyers seeking genuine, bustling urban energy right at their doorstep. Then you have the East Village. It's incredibly creative, constantly evolving, deeply culture-focused, and really great for value buyers. And finally, City Place offers fantastic, highly accessible urban loft living situated right above active ground floor retail spaces on the promenade. It's a true live, work, and play environment.
Within those distinct neighborhoods, buyers generally face a really exciting choice: converted lofts versus high-rise towers. And listen, this isn't just about square footage. It's a completely different flavor of living. It's a lifestyle choice. Do you want the raw, creative energy of a historic loft conversion? Picture soaring, open ceilings, exposed brick or original concrete, and a distinctly authentic urban character where you can host these incredible art-focused dinner parties. Or on the flip side, do you want the frictionless, resort-style luxury of a premium waterfront high-rise? There you're getting floor-to-ceiling glass, dedicated 24/7 concierge services that handle your packages and dry cleaning, and incredible amenities like rooftop pools and fitness centers right at your fingertips.
Let's take a quick insider's tour of the most notable buildings that really define the skyline and the streets here. For top-tier luxury, buildings like West Ocean and Aqua Towers are magnificent. They offer panoramic ocean views and incredibly strong harbor-adjacent owner communities. If you crave character, Temple Lofts provides totally unique historic architecture. What's fascinating about Temple Lofts is the remarkably tight inventory. People fall completely in love with the architecture and the tight-knit community there, and they simply never leave. Units rarely come up for sale. Meanwhile, City Place Lofts provides open plans perfectly integrated right on the promenade with that awesome ground floor retail. And I have to give a quick shout out to long-standing Long Beach institutions like Harbor Place Tower. Owners there are incredibly loyal because the long-term quality of life, the management, and those ocean views are just consistently exceptional year after year.
All right, on to Section 3, Crucial Rules and Factors. This is the absolutely vital, need-to-know logistical info.
This is where we get into the protective, need-to-know logistical and financial factors of buying downtown. If you want to buy property here, you have to know the ground rules. So the crucial point is understanding the vastly different homeowner association or HOA dynamics. Full-service high-rise towers carry significantly higher monthly fees. We're talking anywhere from $900 to $1,500 or more. But here's why this matters, and why you shouldn't let a higher HOA scare you off immediately. You are directly paying for round-the-clock concierge staff, rooftop pools, private gyms, and complex building operations. Just try calculating what a premium gym membership, country club pool access, and private home security would cost you a la carte. In contrast, smaller loft buildings typically range between $400 and $700 a month since they just have fewer included services. You really have to know exactly what you are paying for to accurately evaluate the true sticker price of the condo.
On top of HOAs, here are 3 massive factors you absolutely need to track. First, building financing rules vary significantly. Not all buildings are FHA or VA approved, so you must check those statuses early in your search to ensure your loan actually matches the building. Second, parking in downtown Long Beach is not always automatically included with the unit. Sometimes it's deeded separately, or you have to lease it monthly, which obviously completely affects your daily routine and your future resale value. Finally, be fully aware that short-term rentals, like Airbnbs, are heavily restricted or completely prohibited by most CC&Rs in these buildings. Now, while some investors might initially see Airbnb restrictions as a negative, for permanent residents, this is actually a huge protective measure. It ensures you have real, invested neighbors, not a loud, revolving door of weekend tourists dragging suitcases down the hall at midnight.
Now, if you're leaning toward purchasing a historic loft, you need to adopt what we call the loft evaluation mindset. Buying a converted 100-year-old commercial space requires a totally different inspection approach than buying a brand new high-rise condo. In older buildings, the vital infrastructure, like the HVAC, plumbing, and electrical systems, can vary wildly from unit to unit. Investing in a highly specialized inspector who specifically understands the quirks of older loft conversions is absolutely critical. Skipping this step and using a standard residential inspector who doesn't understand industrial commercial plumbing or exposed electrical grids, that can end up costing you tens of thousands of dollars in surprise repairs down the line. Protect your investment by bringing in the right experts from day one.
Next up, downtown versus the rest. Let's take a brief pause here to help you figure out if downtown is actually your best fit.
Before you commit, it's really worth asking, is downtown actually your best fit compared to neighboring areas? Let's compare downtown Long Beach to Belmont Shore. Downtown gives you deep urban density, incredible cultural infrastructure, ultimate walkability, and lock-and-leave high-rise living. Belmont Shore, however, is much quieter. It has a highly residential, village-like, beach-forward feel with quaint little shops along 2nd Street. They both offer amazing California lifestyles, but they cater to entirely different preferences. In downtown, you might have secured subterranean parking in a tower, whereas in Belmont Shore, you might be circling for street parking by the beach. It really comes down to what kind of daily environment energizes you the most.
If you're still weighing your options, let's look at a few other neighboring pockets. Alamitos Beach gives you fantastic direct beach access, but you get a bit less of the built-out harbor and retail infrastructure that downtown offers. Bluff Park offers beautiful, elevated ocean views from historic homes and is incredibly quiet, but you trade away that immediate downtown walkability. Signal Hill, perched right above the city, provides incredible value and massive panoramic space, but again, it's less walkable and you have no direct waterfront access. It is all about making an informed, honest choice based on what you value most for your lifestyle and your long-term goals.
All right, moving to Section 4, Tips for a Smooth Purchase. This is your actionable roadmap.
Once you're confident that downtown is your target, you need a serious plan. Let's walk through these 4 essential tips for a smooth purchase in this highly competitive market. Step 1. Verify your loan and the building's specific FHA or VA status early, so you don't waste precious time falling in love with a building you can't actually finance. Step 2. Clarify the exact parking situation and the HOA rules completely up front. Step 3. As we discussed, hire those specialized inspectors to protect your wallet. In Step 4, prepare to move fast. This is crucial, guys. In Long Beach, well-priced units, especially those highly sought-after rare historic character lofts, they move incredibly quickly. Being prepared to act with locked and loaded financing is literally the difference between getting the keys to your dream home and having to go back to the drawing board.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is a hard truth about this specific market. The best condos rarely last long enough to show up on public sites like Zillow. Because things move so fast, you absolutely need a hyperlocal expert in your corner. Real estate agents who specialize entirely in downtown Long Beach know the intricacies of the floor plans, they understand the specific building dynamics and histories, and perhaps most importantly, they have the inside track on off-market opportunities. They know who is thinking about selling before the property ever hits the public internet. Having that inside connection gives you a massive advantage over the general buying public.
So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative question. Are you ready to find your perfect downtown condo? Between the incredible waterfront energy, the sophisticated and creative arts district, and the accessible luxury that is still absolutely available here, downtown Long Beach is an extraordinary place just waiting for you to write your next chapter.
If you are feeling empowered, curious, and ready to take the next step, do not hesitate. Call 562-546-2366 right now to speak directly with the incredible experts at lovelylongbeachcondos.com. Visit their site to browse the best local listings and get true insider guidance from people who know this market inside and out. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. Please make sure to explicitly click subscribe to the channel so you never miss our deep dives into the absolute best real estate out there. See you next time.